Hello, beautiful people. Today is definitely a different video. I feel like I'm really in the mood to just like get really real with like, I don't know, I just feel like I need to like be super honest. I'm just like in that mood. And the title is probably pretty vague. Like the title of this video is probably pretty vague because I don't really know what I'm going to be talking about. Like, I have an idea, but not really. So I just want to be like totally open and like just like put it out there that um, I am a total perfectionist, and that means I expect like I just that just leads me to always strive for perfection and try to make myself like I feel like I need to be perfect in every area of my life. Or like I feel like I'm always chasing this idea of perfection I have in my head. Like I need to be like have perfect grades and like, you know, like whatever I've imagined this perfect person in my head to be, like I'm always chasing it. And obviously it's impossible to be perfect. Like the logical part of me knows that and is aware. But I always feel like I'm falling short and like I'm just not pretty enough, not smart enough, or not a good enough Christian, like whatever it is, like I feel like I'm always falling short. And I feel like it's important for me to be open and honest about that because I am a very confident, very happy person, and there are plenty of things that, you know, I love about myself, and most days I don't feel like inferior or like I'm not good enough, but it's definitely still something I struggle with because I think my perfectionism is just part of my personality, and it's something that I'm probably going to have to battle for a really long time, if not like a really long time. And I guess like kind of my message of this is, first of all, it's okay to not be okay. And I don't feel like I preach that enough. And like this is me kind of like feeling like I'm not good enough again because I almost feel like I need to be like this perfect role model almost. Like I'm not trying to like put myself up there, but like I try to preach confidence and body positivity and positivity in general on my Snapchat and my Instagram. And you know, I almost feel like I need to be like always be like that. And if I'm not, then I'm gonna let people down. And like if I don't live up to like this expectation I have of myself of always being confident, always being positive, you know, I feel like either I'm letting people down or I'm just like not doing what I feel like I'm meant to do, which is help people through their struggles. And so in that sense, I always feel like I'm falling short. But I also feel like I should just be more honest about, you know, the fact that I am not always okay. I'm not a perfectly confident person, a perfectly positive person. I'm not sure it's possible to be, but if it is, great. But I don't think it is. And I need to be more open about that because I, you know, want other people to know that, like, first of all, hopefully no one thinks I'm perfectly confident, perfectly positive, because I'm not. But, you know, if there's anyone out there who just feels like they're falling short because they're not as positive and confident as I may seem to be on social media, just because I don't choose to show the days where I'm just not feeling great about myself, like I just don't choose to show that part of myself because I don't want to be negative. But at the same time, I don't want people thinking that like, oh, like I'm not like good enough because I have bad days. But like, no, trust me, I have bad days. I had a bad day yesterday. I don't know, just like not feeling great about myself days, you know? And it's something that I think I should be more open about and more honest and be like, hey, like everyone has bad days and it's okay to not be okay. You know, my goal for myself, which I'm really working on, like trying to like make this my more realistic goal, and my goal for anyone who follows me and tries to be positive and happy and stuff, it's just to try every day to fight the voices in your head that are telling you you're not good enough. Yeah, to fight the voices in your head that's saying, you know, you're fat or whatever. Like, just to try. You might not succeed every day, and that's okay. I want everyone to try and never give up. and to keep fighting. But you know, if some days you just, I know it's just like, it's really exhausting. And some days you just need to like be like, all right, I'm just gonna, you know, have a date with me and Netflix and my dog, and you know, it's just gonna be one of those days, and that's okay. And I think it's really important for me to say that, like, it's okay to have those days. And it's like, I have my own like personal struggles with not feeling good enough, and you know, everyone does, honestly. Second of all, the second thing I wanted to address is like, I feel like people are always kind of feeling like, you know, we see these perfected images on Instagram of like these people living these perfectly happy lives, and you know, their lives seem to be perfect, and they're not. Like, they're not. Those are the parts they choose to show to the world. But I'm positive that they all have these same days where we just feel like we're not good enough. And every time you think that someone is perfect and has a perfect life, and then you just, I have had so many people come to me personally, like privately, and just tell me, you know, like, I'm just really struggling. And people that I was like, what? Like, I had no idea. Like, I thought you were like, you know, had a perfect life, so to speak. Like, it just kind of definitely taught me a lesson that you never know what people are going through, and you never know what battles someone is fighting, you know, either externally or internally. And so like, it's really important to never judge people because you have no idea what they're going through. And second of all, like, just know that no matter how perfect someone seems to be, like, I guarantee you they're dealing with something, or they have their own insecurities. Just like me, like, I'm so proud of the progress I made, and I'm so happy with where I am at right now in my life, and I'm just very happy and very, like, I love life. I'm really happy, but I still have my own things, you know, like everyone does, and that's okay. And you know, while it's okay to not be okay, I also think on days like these where you're just like feeling kind of like, okay, it's important to remind yourself that, you know, you owe no one, like, no one, you don't owe anyone anything. Sometimes I feel like I owe my parents, like, I owe it to my parents to be a certain way, or I owe it to my friends to be a certain way, or, you know, whatever. Like, you don't owe it to anyone to be anything. This is your life, and you know, you shouldn't feel like you have to change who you are, or you have to fit a certain mold just to live up to the expectations of other people. Like, this is your life, and you know, if they don't accept you as who you are, then peace out. That's all I have to say. Goodbye. See you never. But for real, like, it's like, I don't know. I think we should always be just trying to work on ourselves, and never, but always, you know, I think it's important to work on yourself and to always be trying to improve, like, yourself for the right reasons. But we also need to just be okay with ourselves. Like, we need to be like, okay, like, you know, I don't work out that much, and I'm totally fine with that. Like, that doesn't mean I'm lazy. It just means I am happier not working out, and it doesn't make me happy. It's not healthy for my mind. So, like, that's my own personal decision, and it doesn't mean anything that we're taught that it means. And I have learned to accept that about myself. And I think we just need to, like, be okay with not being perfect, and know that no one, no matter how perfect they may seem to be, they're not perfect, and they have their own things going on. And I guess, like, I'll just kind of end this video with, because I don't want to be super negative and be like, hey, like, I don't feel that good about myself today, like, and no one really does, and that's all, bye. Like, I don't want to just be like that. I will give, like, some suggestions for what I do when I have these days, because I still want to be, like, a little uplifting, have some positive message inside the video, and that's okay. So, like, if you have one of these days, which you probably will, I don't think anyone doesn't have these days, but like, how do you get yourself out of it? And like I said, sometimes you just need to, like, take a chill day, just kick it off, like, just hang in bed, like, just have a you day. like a self-care, just mental recharge day. But, you know, if you want to try to be a little proactive and try to like kind of get your mind out and thinking more positively, what I like to do when I'm kind of feeling like, ugh, I'm just not feeling it, I like to write down all the things I like about myself, all the things I'm proud of that I've achieved. You know, what do I just, you know, what do I know that I have to offer the world? And once I kind of get a list going and I'm just, you know, kind of thinking about like, hey, like these things are what make me, like what make up my value. And none of them have anything to do with my appearance in the first place. Like those are two completely unrelated things. Value and appearance are not correlated. And I just like, I think focusing on the positive things that you like about yourself and just kind of ignoring the things that you can't change and that you know, it's not okay. Like it's not a good idea to dwell on things you can't change. So instead of just shift your focus from those things to the things you love about yourself. I love making lists. And even if I already like kind of know, because I made these lists before, like I still like writing new lists because sometimes I'll just come up with new things that I'm like really proud of or really happy with. And yeah, that usually helps me a lot. You can always just text a friend or ask your parents like, hey, like what do you admire about me? Because for me, I know if any of my friends came to me and were like, what do you like about me? What do you admire about me? I would be like, okay, girl or guy, okay. Let me tell you. Like I would be more than happy to tell every single person I know how like what I think, like how much I admire them, like what I love about them specifically. And I'm sure your friends and parents would too. And if they don't, and you know me personally, like come to me and I got you. Because I love telling people like how great they are and like being honest and being like, hey, like you're just an amazing athlete or you're just like the smartest person I know. And like, I mean that completely honest. And I love doing that because I don't think people hear it enough. Like there's some kind of stigma against like asking for compliments. And I get like you don't want to need compliments. Like you shouldn't rely on compliments. But, you know, sometimes you just need to know like, because most of the time, I swear to you, like there's like someone who's just like absolutely beautiful and everyone can see it but them. And they just need someone to be like, okay, girl, like, hey, like you are like gorgeous. Now just like inside and out. Now just like, you know, I feel that call. I just like wish I could go up to every single person I know and just be like, dang, and give them a pep talk. Because I see the beauty in everyone. And I think a lot of people see the good in other people and see the beauty in other people. And we just need to start working on seeing the beauty in ourselves and focusing on the things we love about ourselves and what other people love about us. And, you know, just think more positively. Just, you know, stop worrying if you're perfect at something. You know, like sometimes it's okay to just be good or just be average at something. Like that's okay. And that doesn't mean you're any less of a good person or any less of an amazing person. So yeah, I hope this all kind of makes sense. But I just kind of wanted to talk about it, be pretty open and honest and try to do it as quickly as possible. And I don't know, hopefully it just helped you kind of realize like, you know, everyone has those days. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everyone gets that way. It's a Hannah Montana reference. Not intended, but it was there nonetheless. And yeah, so no one's perfect and it's okay to not be okay. And, you know, just shifting your focus from what you don't like about yourself to what you love about yourself, like just working on that will really, I think, help you think more positively about yourself in general. And it's okay, like it's not arrogant to think about the things you like about yourself. Like I feel like there's just like this stigma out there that like if you are like, hey, I really like this about myself, like that makes you like arrogant or conceited or like stuck up or full of yourself. No, that's total no. No. Not no. Just no. That it's self-love and arrogance are two completely different things. And there's a difference between loving yourself and thinking you're better than everyone else. Like there's a difference. And, you know, if you're just like totally happy with yourself and you love, you know, certain things about yourself, that's good. That's a good thing. That's nothing to be ashamed of. And you should flaunt it. You should like rock everything. And, you know, you're not arrogant unless you think you're better than everyone else. So, yeah, not the same thing. I hate when people do that. So, yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you liked it, and see you next time. Bye.
Everybody has those days. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everybody gets that way. Yeah! Sometimes I'm in a jam. I've gotta make a plan. It might be crazy.